Welcome to
Bro,
the weekly
so
break. How you doing, Yassine?
I'm doing much better, friend. I have a grenade.
Imagine the people just sitting in the bus, having their headphones put in, and they're just like chilling. They're like, I'm gonna listen to that business podcast. Like, the weekly break seems nice. You know what? Maybe I'll click on it. And the first thing they hear is an idiot being like, I have a grenade. Hey, come on, man.
Come on, man. It's pattern interrupt.
It's good. You're making it different. You're making this whole thing different.
Yeah. Let me
Right.
just sit in my royal chair. What's the topic for today, friend?
Today's topic, mentorship.
Hmm. All right. Where
Hmm.
should we start?
You're getting all serious about it. Okay, so during this week, we've had multiple conversations about the fact that we have too many mentors and we don't know which ways to follow because one mentor's advice can be another mentor's, like the opposite of another mentor's advice, right?
As NF said, one man's inconvenience is another's choice.
Exactly. Anyways, so the problem is a lot of people nowadays, and we definitely had that problem until recently, is that a lot of people just are not able to follow one single mentor. And that's what we thought was correct, is to follow one single mentor in all aspects and do every single thing that he says, since he already made it, and be like, okay, I'll just copy everything from A to Z. Now, that's not what we have realized was correct, right?
No, that's what's correct. You should say shave your head, get a cigar, and do like tape, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. Just follow every
No.
single thing.
No, actually not, because the thing is, one of my friends, kind of mentor as well, said, you know, mentors are like, this might sound weird, but chicken, right? You take the meat and leave the bones. In other words, you take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And it kind of makes sense because it's very rare, especially if you have multiple. I don't know why I have the British accent. I have it every time I'm doing a video or something, but
Notice.
it's very rare that you would find one person in different aspects of your life that helps you in all of them, right? Because they might not be like you in everything. And even if they were, there's probably going to be some differences. So you should definitely take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Maybe even you should try most of the stuff they tell you. And when it doesn't work or doesn't fit, you don't have to keep going with it if you really, really can't stand it. Where it gets tricky though is when do you know what to take, what not to take, when to use your own brain
Indeed.
and when to listen to them. And I think something that helps with that is, are they where you want to be in X area? If they're a copywriter, are they where you want to be in that area? Successful, crushing it, or not? If they're a podcaster, are they where you want to be in that area or not? Another thing might be, do their values resonate with yours? Like if they're telling you to do something that doesn't resonate with your values, for example, lying, and you don't want to lie because it goes against your values, then maybe you shouldn't listen to them on that aspect,
Makes
right?
sense. And I believe we came to the conclusion that basically the best thing to do is to always look at all the different mentors that are around you and kind of pick the best advice from each one of them. So if you see that, for example, Sean Ferris is great at, I don't know, outreach, for example, then you're going to follow his outreach advice since you feel like it works better than someone else's outreach. Then you're going to take a look at the copywriting itself. Maybe you're going to be like, no, actually, that other mentor, his copywriting, I believe his ways of writing look better than the ones that Sean Ferris actually teaches. So I'm going to go with that part for the copywriting. And then basically you kind of look at all the mentors, you look at what they're good at, you look at what you look up to them for, and you kind of just copy those things that they are good at in those areas. And that's kind of how you like put up together all the different skills that you need. It's just you look at the different mentors, what they're good at, you take them, you kind of interpret them in your own way, and then you work on it.
Yeah, I think that's for the most part what it is. But I'm just trying to think of how they can figure that out. Because sometimes, you get in the trouble of listening too much to yourself, and that becomes a problem because you're just banging your head on the wall. You're not going anywhere, right? So I'll put it like this, right? Because I went through, I was going literally through that part of banging my head right now.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think it's basically simple. The moment you start overthinking, the moment you start, being like, should I go left or right? And it's overwhelming, that might be the moment you need some guidance. Or it might be a sign you're having too many conflicting advice. So you should only listen to one in that case, or a few.
Yep.
That's my opinion on that matter.
Yeah. I think a lot of the times, like the issues that we had was that we would see one guy doing outreach and teaching outreach a certain way. So, for example, Alex Ramosi would teach outreach in his own way, in his own style, and we'd have the real world teaching us how to do outreach in a different style. And what we try to do was kind of do a mix of both, but that's terrible. That's terrible. That's the thing. You have to stick to like for one area of expertise, have one mentor, and that makes it like 1,000 times more simple because you don't always have to ask yourself, well, this way is actually kind of easier for this part, and for that part, he does it better. So I kind of mix this and I'll mix that, and then I'll have the best final product. Because then you get lost, like Yassine said, and you don't exactly know which way to go with. So you just have to be sure that you're following that mentor for that area of expertise so that when you actually do start asking yourself a lot of questions, you just go back to that mentor, listen to what he's saying, listen to what he's telling you to do, and follow up.
Yeah. Another thing is also like, if you can't pay a mentor, it applies also with videos. Don't
Yeah.
listen to 50,000 people talking about the same thing. Pick one and stick to that one, and
Yeah,
test. Yeah.
people should listen to David Goggins if they want to run, but if they want to work out, even though David Goggins works out, I'd probably go listen to another, I don't know, listen to like Sebum or something.
Athlenex.
Yeah,
Actually, we might get some hate because some people don't like him.
not really. I don't even
Yeah.
know who he is, man.
Well, it's fine. You don't know me, son.
Don't know me, mate.
Is that? I mean, I feel like this topic is pretty short, man. Um,
I think it's pretty short, it's pretty simple, but it's something that we struggled actually with for a long time until we realized that that was a problem. So that we were listening to too many people at once, and it kind of was a
yeah, I'll
problem
tell
for a
you.
couple of months.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you why. Because boy, there was a course we were both following, and I'm not gonna mention it, but in this course, they were always talking about how we know everything. You should listen to us. If you don't listen to us, you're lazy and you brokey forever and stuff. And I
Brokey.
don't agree with this. The moment you make yourself seem like the absolute truth and you start labeling people as something like laziness, brokey, or whatever, I have a problem with it because you have to resort to manipulation and identity playing to get them to do what you want them to do, right? So I get that identity works sometimes, but I'm not a fan of manipulation, in that way, in that sense. Oh, you're snobby. Oh, you think you know better and shit. And also, what,
Go on, go on.
the moment the mentorship, that one, and is like test, test, test. Okay, bro, like I could have done this on my own. Like, give me some concrete
You mean
answers.
test, test, test in the sense of they tell you to test out different ideas every time?
Yeah, they don't tell you like there's no direction. There's
There's
no
no
order.
concrete blueprint.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I don't mind you giving me the basic principles, but when you don't give me the basic principles and you're like test, 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 I have a problem. Or what am I supposed to test? Why do I even pay you then? You know?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think I kind of struggled with this as well at some point. It's like the courses stop at some point and they're like, well, from here on there, you just kind of have to figure it out. And so when I was lost at that point and they didn't have like any videos or anyone was explaining what we were supposed to do after that, I was just kind of well, how am I supposed to do it? Or like if I'd be in a moment of confusion, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm trying to follow what I have to do, but every single time I go on the course and I try to like listen to everything they're saying, I can't find what I need. So I'm confused, I'm lost. So yeah, make sure that whatever course or whatever mentor you're following is as detailed as possible because you need something that's reliable. You need something when you're feeling lost that will help you get back on track, not bring you further away and make you feel even more lost.
Yeah. And if you ever invest in a course, in my opinion, after going through a few, and now I'm in one where you have actual one-to-one calls, these are worth a lot because
Yeah,
you actually,
one-on-one calls, amazing
yeah,
for sure.
you're with the mentor for real. But when you, even if it's not the actual mentor and he has mentees under him who have skills he doesn't have and they help you with those, that's still better than having nothing when
For
you
sure.
have questions. You need the mentor to be able to answer. Even through text, it's not bad. It's still better than no answer from the mentor himself.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah,
something.
it's always the best thing is to be able to communicate with someone that has more expertise than you like on that subject. So whether
Mm.
you're, I don't know, whether you're just starting out or whether you're like at an intermediate level and you need to talk to someone because you're lost, if everyone around you is still like on the level one and still in the intermediate level, you're never gonna progress because everybody's like at the same point. But if they actually have people that are there monitoring the chats or that actually can get on calls with you, then you can improve because they would have already figured out. You know, there's this saying that says, um, there's the hard way or the well, there's the hard way
Easy.
or the harder way. The hard way is you either learn from other people's mistakes and you just don't do the same mistakes as them, which is still kind of hard, or you do the harder way, which is you do the same mistakes as the other people and you fall into the same traps as other people, but it will just take you twice the time to arrive at the same point. So if you're
Mm.
able to talk to other people who already made those mistakes, who already know which way seems better, then it's going to save you time.
Exactly. I think that's very true. There's not much to say about this topic except just if you have the option to get a mentor, get him. Now, how do you know he's a good mentor or not? I, for example, would advise you to always look at the testimonials, look if there's stuff outside mentioned about them other than the testimonials on the courses like Reddit or
Yeah.
whatnot, because these help. And look at the value they give you. Look if they're a copywriter, for example, read their emails. Are their emails good? Okay, that's a good sign. Are they trashy? Now you might be like, how would I know? You can tell. You can tell
There's
if it's
always
good.
that gut feeling as well. If you go on a
Yeah,
website and you feel like it's kind of shady and you're like, I don't know if I should do this or not, don't do it. Don't do
yeah,
if you go on the website and you're like, that guy seems like he's a good guy. Like you said, if he's a copywriter, if you take a look at his website and you see that the copywriting is good, like okay, maybe that means something. There's proof. So then
yeah.
you go on with it. But I believe we all need mentors. Whether maybe if it's not courses, I'd recommend courses for sure. But if it's not courses, then stick to one, two people, big max on YouTube or on whatever you want to watch them.
Books.
Books as well, yeah.
For some people, it's even the dad or mom when they have a certain success in a certain area.
It works for sure as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it alone in this world. I don't have much to say about this topic unless like you want to go and challenge it, but or look how to
Um,
challenge the topic.
I was gonna say a lot of people do believe that they can make it without a mentor. A lot of people do believe that mentors are like a waste of time and they're just here to make you lose time and you should just stick to the books, stick to maybe like some videos in general, and then that's it. That they're gonna make it by themselves. They don't need anyone else on their journey to success. But I believe that that's solely false. I believe that there's no better way to get on your path to success than to follow the people that are already up there. If you follow the same path as the people that had already made it, it's gonna save you so much time, and it's gonna show you the way. The path is already made. If you go and try to create your own path, it's tough, and for no reason. For no reason as well.
Yeah,
And
but what Mark's saying is don't go and create your own path. He's just saying if there's someone who walked it before, learn from them.
yeah, for sure. For sure,
But
because
sometimes you have to
we're all
create
gonna
your own.
walk different paths. We're all gonna
Yeah,
walk different paths, right? Maybe someone that's climbing a mountain will go a little bit more to the right, and I'll go a little bit more to the left.
exactly.
I prefer going left. It's easier for me. For him, it's going right. Everybody does his thing. But if you can see that one side of the mountain is more steep than the other, don't take the steep way. You know, don't make it hard on yourself.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you also need someone to motivate you. Like it helps, having a mentor that's kind of following up with you from time to time, having a community that follows up with you. It helps a lot because whenever you're going to feel down or whenever you're going to feel like you're tired or you don't have the good mentality, books
Or you
aren't,
can't make it.
yeah, as well. Books aren't going to run around to check on you if you're okay, but a community will. If you talk with people, if you network with people, of course they will. A mentor for sure will. So that's why it's important as well because as much as I want to tell you you have to be amazing every single day, it happens that sometimes you're not on your best days and you need someone to talk with. And a mentor would for sure have gone through the same things that you have.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. And I believe that's about it. I think it's a simple topic. We're done with it pretty quickly, but I believe that it's something that's very important to keep in mind whenever you feel lost. Just go back to the same tracks, go back to the same videos from the same guy, watch them again, and everything's gonna be in front of you. You don't
That's
have to go on.
That's a good point, what you mentioned about watch them again. Yes, sometimes you might have missed something and you should probably go back and watch it. And sometimes when you go screw up, then go back to watch something, you're like, oh, that's what he meant. Now that I've been through it, I get it.
Yeah,
That's why it didn't work. So yes, I definitely think that's a important point to like enlighten,
highlight.
highlight. Yeah.
Like, yeah. All right, that's amazing. Well, thank you guys for joining in this week's episode, and
Yeah.
we'll catch you again soon.